Hello, my name is George Chamberlain, and I'm here with Ruud Tijssens of the International Feed Industry Association, and we're in Singapore at the Sustainability and Sustainable Agribusiness Forum that's being hosted by the U.S. Soybean Export Council. And Ruud gave a fascinating talk about the feed industry and how it's moving towards sustainability, how it's being measured. I wonder, Ruud, if you could give us a few key points from your presentation yesterday.
Sure. Thank you, George. Yeah, the first point I would like to stress also today is discussing about animal derived products. It's not only discussing about food, it is also discussing about the livelihood of 1 billion people in the world. That's the first point I really like
by
to make.
producing those animals.
Absolutely. And being here in Southeast Asia, this is a major subject. So, and if you look then to the big picture, the global picture, basically you see three important trends. The first one is the lower and middle income countries. They are working on self-sufficiency, they are working professionalization, they are working on food safety. That's their number one priority today. And do not underestimate, this is 44 countries in the world. Then, when I go to sustainability, we look to the middle income countries, sustainability is clearly there. It's everywhere, it's in the politics, it's in the systems, they are developing systems to measure it, to calculate it. And when I look to the high income countries, there you see that sustainability is not only about CO2 emissions, it's still very important, it will stay very important, but also new key performance indicators are entering. For example, land use, the amount of inedible proteins to produce 1 kilogram of edible protein, animal-derived animal protein. So that are the new KPIs which are coming on the table. But CO2 emission is still extremely important.
And do you see any progress in developing uniform metrics that everyone can use? You mentioned yesterday the Gfli. Could you give us a little background about it?
Yeah, thank you for that. What we always say is, please do not fight about guidelines. How do you calculate? And please also do not fight about data. The most important thing is that we put our energy to create impact. So Gfli, the Global Food LCA Institute, is an institute which has been founded partly also by the International Feed Industry Federation to fulfill this requirement that global data is for everybody for free available. So we do not have to think about what is exactly the CO2 footprint of the soy from the US, for example, versus the CO2 footprint from the Brazilian soy or whatever raw materials. It's all in, so that you can start to do your work directly to look for the impact. Because at the end, climate change is about creating impact. That's where it's all about. So Gfli serves this important role.
That's a huge head start. So no need to debate about the numbers. The numbers are there. You can access them easily through the Gfli.
Yeah, that's the key of the discussion. So as International Feed Industry Federation, we try to invite every organization to be part of the Gfli and also to deliver their figures. Because then we have one unified voice, one unified data set which we can use, and then we really move towards what are the good environmental practices to implement, what are the best practices, where can you implement what. That's the key of the discussion we would like to have.
Fantastic, Ruud. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed meeting you.
Thank you very much.